Boards. Board games, board games, it's what I'm talking about. Board games, board games, I'm not gonna shout. I am starting off this streaming with a little bit of singing. And today it is Friday, if that meant anything to your working week. But I don't really have a work week, and I'm not saying that my life is bleak. I am blessed in many ways. I hope you are feeling good today. We might talk about hello, hey, how are you? And I hope you are genuinely good. And when I asked how are you, it's a genuine question. I'm genuinely wanting to know about your situation. So don't just say fine, welcome to the Busy Bot. What are you saying, Busy Bot? And hello, wait a minute, are you saying that I just sound like a robot? Is that what you mean? And hello, Xate. But anyway, um, board games, it's what I'm talking about. Games, I'm sorry for the buffering. I'm not gonna shout. Huh, that is rubbish. I am very sorry for that. Well, hi, I'm Bez. It is. Probably going to say it yet again. I kind of. Yeah, what is this? 59. Okay, so I've got to say it 40 more times. This is the Busy Bath Time board game bladder. We are blathering about board games, I guess, although sometimes it's like, are we even blathering about board games at all? I have not played any board games. I did play a game book yesterday, a wee bits of one. But today is Friendly Friday Forum, and I will bring a box, and maybe it will contain board games inside. I don't know, but we will find out together. So that will have a bit more board game related. Um, I mean, I made up the rule, and yeah. You know what? Fine. Next, yeah. Maybe should it just? I don't want to just keep changing it from episode to episode, but Busy Beats and Board Game Bladders, I do prefer that. You know what? Fine. Let's do it right now. If you want to take a bath, you can take a bath. If you don't want to take a bath, you don't have to take a bath. That is it. But that is the last time that I'm going to say this. If StreamYard allows me to change this. Oh, and if you can still hear me, I am going to switch to my phone because there seems to be some major issues. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, I can tell something's gone really wrong when things I can't even click on things. But today is Busy Beats and Board Game Bladder. This is the first ever episode of the Busy Beats and Board Game Bladder because that's what we've decided. That, people just weren't using this opportunity to take baths. So, as suggested by Xate, I am going to change the name of the show and we'll just see how long it goes on. And I'm not going to necessarily change it after 100 episodes. Getting tired of that. So it is the Busy Beats and Board Game Bladder. And hello, Benji. It is lovely to see you. Now, of course, today, as I was mentioning, is the Friendly Friday Forum. So if anyone wants to jump in, you are welcome to. And hello, Alex. And if I was offline for about 1 minute, so I do majorly again, sorry for these internet issues. Should be better, hopefully, in just over a week. If you want to jump in, just feel free. And yes, exactly. That is the Benji from yesterday's stream. Although I'll let people introduce themselves. But yeah. What has been going on? Let's talk about recent highlights, living life and seeing the sights, recent highlights, playing games and other delights, recent highlights. So, what has been going on in your world? What games have you played? Have you played any good games? Have you read any books? Have you had any good phone conversations? Have you eaten any tasty food? Oh my gosh, I had an amazing dish yesterday. I was so proud of it. So there were some leftover cranberries from December. I've never cooked anything with cranberries other than cranberry sauce. And I looked it up, apparently you just leave them in for 10 minutes. It's all good. Made a bit of a stew with all the things that were left over. Some apples for the sweetness, some cabbage and sweet potato and onions. And I'm trying to remember. There's also a courgette that puts in at the end and some red peppers and then cranberries, an entire tub of cranberries just washed and then puts in for 10 minutes at the end. It was so good. I was very chuffed. Sadly, there was a wee bit too much chili powder. And so for the other people in the house, it was a wee bit. Regarding games played, I have played a wee bit of Alba, which is the new Kickstarter from Inside the Box. I played Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. I think there's something like 19 chapters, and I don't think I'm giving too much away if I say that's okay. From Chapter 1, you go to Chapter 2, and then after Chapter 2, there's multiple directions. Each chapter is like a little location, a certain event, and then you're going to start from the start, finish at the end of the chapter, and then go to a different chapter, but your path through the chapter is going to be different. And accompanying the book, you're meant to draw a little map, or have a map that you get with the physical copy, or they actually sent me a PDF also that I could have printed out, but I don't have any printer. But you kind of make a note of, okay, this is where this location is, this is what this location is, and then you decide, okay, am I going to go up to this rocky outcrop, or am I going to go to this abandoned ship? And you've got to explore the world. It's all a lot more sedate. There's no death. The paragraphs aren't paragraphs, they're entire pages. So as opposed to Warlock of Firetop Mountain, where, hey, random thing, this one's like 2 lines, this one's like, half a page. I would say that in Alba, each section is typically 2 to 3 times as long as the longest sections from Warlock of Firetop Mountain, plus there's way more sections. It's a bit more like reading a book, and it's a lot more sedate. It's really chill, and I'm enjoying that. So, hello, Rob. It is lovely to see you, and feel free to join in if you would like. Okay, my favorite Rob is here. How many other... So, we've got Rob, like the person who did the graphic design for the Playtest UK. We've got Rob Harris, and I'm trying to think of other notable Robs. We've got Robin, Robin Lee. We've also got that other Rob who made Circulari, I want to say. Anyway, and so, yeah. feel free to tell us what games that you've been playing. And Benji says, talking about Tallboss sounds really good. May well be my jam. I loved their stuff. Yeah, I think it's interesting because at a certain point you have to. It's not just about this is the biggest game book ever, and I'm actually going to double check how many pages is it. Oh, I don't have it open right now, so it would take me a few minutes to double check, but it's thousands of pages. It's pretty long, right? And yeah, it's thousands of sections, I believe. Anyway, it's pretty big. As I said, I just chipped in the pounds and I'm hoping them over anyway. Oh yeah, and Start Player Roberts. Oh my gosh, how can I forget Start Player Roberts? But yeah, just like Rob Harper, it's totally notable. Anyway, and Xate talked herself into going for a walk last night. Congratulations, good stuff. I taught myself, even though I was busy until after sunset, so going out late night by making a thermal mug of hot chocolate to take along. That does sound lovely. Oh, Robin K. Oh, Robbie Munn. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, of course. They all count. Rob Williams. Yeah, that is a notable Rob Williams, yep. Ah, Rabbi Burns, yep. Also known as Robert Burns, anyway. So, let's us... yeah, you do. Shush you. You know who all those people are. Anyway, so that's the end of our recent highlights. Feel free to chime in. And that is, again, what it's all about. What is now? Let's talk about a brilliant thing. What's a little thing which is brilliant? I'm going to say agency. Agency is a brilliant thing. And agency is not just, do you actually have agency? It's more important whether you feel agency. Because in a cosmic sense, let's assume that there is no free will. Let's assume some sort of determinism. Let's assume that we are all just chemical reactions. Does it really matter? I mean, there is some weird physical thing like the mind that I don't think any of us will ever really understand, but we feel like we have agency as we go on through life. Anyway, from a far more something we can actually comprehend and control as humans, like let's get into board games. So Snakes and Ladders, right? As adults, we know that there is no agency in Snakes and Ladders, but for a small child who rolls that die and feels, hey, maybe as I roll the die, I have some control. There is some skill in rolling a 6 or a 5, or there's some skill in just being able to roll it at all. That's a feeling of agency. And any good game, like that feeling of agency, but also a feeling of in your own life, like a feeling of control, feeling you have some choices to make. I think that this is a valuable thing for anyone. And so in a way, this is why prison, or if you're in solitary confinement, it's suddenly like, well, I can't do anything, but I am still free within the confines of these four walls. So that's why if you're in solitary confinement for maybe a couple of days, and then maybe if you're me, you end up doing a lot of push-ups and maybe even trying to design a game using tiny scraps of toilet paper, because toilet paper is the only thing that you have in your holding cell for solitary confinement for a couple of days. Anyway, but agency is what it's all about. Agency, yep. I don't really know famous people's names, says Xate. I just remember people I like. Sometimes I forget them too. Like this Aqua. The agency is whether to play Snakes and Ladders at all. And Alba is, according to Scott and according to the author, 160,000 words. It's longer than the typical novel. The largest game book I know of is Choice of the Cat at 600,000 words, but that's digital only. So apparently it's going to be shorter than the longest game book ever, but it might be the longest physical game book ever. If you, yeah, it is crazy. And hello, Scott, it's lovely to see you. And hello, Nicholas, it's lovely to see you. And yeah, I'll talk more about it on Sunday once I've had some more chance to read through the other chapters. But yeah, look, more isn't better. I think we're getting to a point. I think it's interesting where we're going to get to a point of video games where there are going to be these AAA titles which are all about these big, sprawling, open world things, and then you just explore more and more and more. And maybe you also have these tiny little things. I mean, did anyone here back that game by Ryan North, To Be or Not to Be? That is The Adventure. Because Ryan North, as well as To Be or Not to Be, there was also a small pamphlet with about, I want to say maybe 36 sections, 32, something along those lines. It was in the tens rather than the hundreds. And so this was a, hey, you didn't even expect this, but hey, here's a stretch goal. I think, and that was a fun thing for like maybe half an hour or an hour, and then you said, okay. And Benji suggested maybe there's less duration than story paths. I'm not sure what you mean. Do you mean that it's like the author puts in less effort? Because I can see why you'd think that, although I definitely believe that the way that they've got the chapters going on in Alba changes things a lot. And Rob says, there's probably lots of reasons to back and or play a narrative game, but for me, word count is not one of them. I mean, I think that's a really fair point. I'm going to say that for me, word count is, okay, here's a gimmick, and you're clearly trying to push it in a particular direction. You're trying to do, and what you're trying to do is to expand the possibility space of what game books exist. I like that expansion of, hey, this is a bigger thing that never existed before, let's make it happen. And now it is going to be a real thing, and I think there's a lot of value in that. At the same time, yes, read what it is ultimately about the skill of making these game books. It does come down to the writing. Do you like the style? Do you like the subject matter? Because if you like trashy Dungeons and Dragons style things, well, you'd be better off with this. And if you like a romantic comedy, well, then you'll be better off with, I'm sorry, either of these books that I've got over here. If I can get them. Being Elizabeth Bennet, which I've really enjoyed, or Pretty Little Mistakes, which I'm going to read a wee bit of that sometime just to go into that. I really, really dig this one. But yeah, it feels like with video games, we've already gone to the point where there's more content than we actually want. We've already gone to the point with, I don't really want hundreds of hours of content. I want a tight, focused adventure. But somehow, reading through it, Alba, this chapter method, look, I'm not going to get into any more about Alba because I think I should read it before I discuss it more, but I can totally, yeah. And that is totally fair. Let's not go into Alba too much. If anyone wants to do a do task, then feel, nah, see, this is the thing. There is no instant death. So in Alba, that's another thing. A lot of the endings, so I think there's something like 17, like substantially, there's a number of endings that are substantially different. But within those substantially different endings, there's a lot that are just subtly different. Maybe a few characters' names changed, or based on previous choices, and it is very much about just going forward, reading the story. And I'm kind of feeling like there's a lot especially in the early parts, that if I were to read through a second time, I would just want to skim past. But that is also true of Warlock of Firetop Mountain. I mean, I did have a perusal after our first episode of, okay, what were the alternate paths? And it so happened that all the paths that we took were the best. And so it's like, yeah, at a certain point, you just want to skim past the start. I think that's going to be an unavoidable issue with any game book. But yeah, Benji, what are you doing? For goodness sake, just grow more funds. Anyway, so that agency, brilliant thing. If anyone has any questionably quick questions, feel free to chime in. If anyone wants to jump onto the show, feel free to jump in. Otherwise, I am going to tell you that I am in Glasgow. It is 10:22, and I am going to open a box and see what's in this box. I have no idea. I mean, it's a lie. I did kind of talk to someone from Cosmos, and he said, hey, I said, hey, would you like to sponsor me? And they said, no, but we do work with reviewers. And I was like, okay, well, would you send me a thing to please subscribe to my OnlyFans site for $5 a month for premium access? Do I hear from my flatmates? Do you mean my London flatmates, or this was sent to Glasgow, where I currently am? I mean, no, I don't hear from people in London about that. What did you mean? No, they don't really tend to tell me. So, this is a box. I have removed the identifying information. Yeah, I'm opening it. And it's a nice box. I mean, so as we gaze on the box, it is, decent corrugated cardboard. It looks like there's a bit of space. There's definitely something sliding around. There's a bit of space. It might behoove me not to slide it around too much. And now I am opening it. And, oh, well, that's exciting. Thank you. I will ask from them. I assume that that's some sort of hint. I feel like I should stand maybe a wee bit further away from the camera to get to good shots of this. So, sorry about that noise. Okay, so what's going on here? It is... Oh! It is a copy of My City. Yeah, I said that I would talk about it. If they sent me a copy, that I would talk about it from the perspective of total non-gamers, i.e. my parents. So this is something that I'll be trying, because apparently it's simple enough to play with non-gamers, so we will see how that works out. You can play along with Loserpalooza Mondays if you want, says Xate. Yeah, but I don't have an image editing program and I don't have a printer. So, this is... Smells... It's got a subtle smell. I'm smelling bits of glue, not too many chemicals. It's how can I describe it? It's kind of like not quite a piney smell, but You know, the smell is quickly dissipating. Oh man, Rob! I just lost the game as well now. I just lost the game. What did you mean when you said you have the game? And so this is my city, apparently for 2 to 4 players, and there will hopefully soon again be 4 of us when someone comes back from the hospital. And there, my city. Lovely rule book. Very pretty. So, yep, it's looks like it's not too much to read through. 8 pages, plenty of examples. Generally instruction. Oh, cool. Lots of a wee bio. It reminds me of, it feels kind of like a book where they've got, hey, here's the author's bio. It does feel like, my instant reaction is that it would be nice generally if the back of the rule book had, if the back of the rule book had a bit more, hey, this is the reference sheets, like a bit of information, that would be nice. Need to go easy on unboxing of legacy games. Yep, apparently, there we go. Thank you, Xade. So yeah, instantly I'm thinking, yeah, this is nice, but maybe, you know, use the back of the rule book for, you know, that. So we've got some tiles, yellow tiles, blue tiles. I don't know what the difference is. I guess there's red tiles as well. I mean, they're not red, they're more like orange. I mean, you'd call it red sandstone, I guess. There's, I guess, 1 player board. And there's the other player board. Is that sort of like an alternative mode? I don't know. Maybe one of the sides is for playing without the legacy elements and one side is with the legacy elements. I have no idea. I mean, there's a score chart. Oh, and so all of these appear to be completely, player boards appear to be identical, at least to start. And as we know, that might not remain the case. And here is some more little houses that, and you've got envelopes, the new lands, secret stuff. I'll put that to the side. The churches. Oh, I'll put that to the side. The flood. Oh, put that to the side. The gold rush. For a moment, I thought it said the good rush. The factories. Oh, that's a heavy one. The mine. And okay, so apparently you get 4, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4 plastic baggies. And it's the nicer plastic baggies with little holes in them. You know, the wee holes that allow you to get all the air out. That's nice stuff. You've got 4 little cubes with silica gel. Don't eat the silica gel. Remember, it tells you. Don't eat it. Sorry about those. And you've got some cards, all with identical backgrounds, and the fronts of them appear to be some sort of colors and shapes. Maybe that's things that everyone is placing. I don't know what's going on with that, but it's showing a whole bunch of different shapes. And yep, that is what's going on there. Hello, Matthew Dunstan. And it is lovely to see you. And I guess I will pop that back in there. Pop all these envelopes. I really look. I know it's. I know it's difficult to. And it says episodes 1. Okay, so there's apparently 24 episodes. I feel like these bags should have been on top of the envelopes. Ooh, there's little coins on the backs of these things. I have no idea. I've not even So Sate says that one side was the legacy version, indeed, and one side was the non-legacy version. So that was my wee unboxing. That was my wee unboxing of my City. The side with brown is the legacy side. So this side is normal. This side is legacy, according to Xate. So Tetronimo style building games or Polyonimo have become really popular since Isle of Cats and Baron Park, haven't they? Yeah, it feels like it was a wee bit before them. I mean, it was maybe, what was that one? You know, the two-player patchwork. Yeah, I mean, Uwe Rosenberg's done a lots of stuff with. Yeah, Xate plays a lot of Isle of Cats, apparently. Forbidden seasoning packets. You shall not season your food. I mean, don't be giving people ideas. You won't tell me not to season with silk icon. Anyway, anyway, I appreciate the black text. What black text are you talking about? The remote edition of Isle of Cats is quite a bit stripped down from the boxed version. And so, yeah, I know that Frank West's objective there was to make a cat game that was actually quite meaty. So I think Frank was feeling, hey, there's loads people love cats, people love polynomial games, but let's have something that's a wee bit meatier. And yeah, that's all good. It's lots of love. Forbidden Seasoning Packets is copyrighted by Matt Leacock. Oh, sad times. We can't have Forbidden Seasoning Packets. They are forbidden. Yeah. I mean, sure, Rob, they do go back a lot longer, but I think it was maybe Patchwork that popularized them. I'm not saying that Patchwork was the genesis, just that maybe Patchwork was what started to popularize it. I don't know. I mean, if there's a game that's not that well known, you can hardly say that it popularized the genre, can you? But as always with these things, it's not just one thing. It's like someone's. I mean, to be fair, it's not like the legacy aspects where you can say, okay, there was Risk Legacy, and then suddenly everyone was like, wow, this thing is amazing. And, you know, Blockus is a really interesting one because Blockus is completely different. Because Blockus, okay, the corners need to touch. You can only touch the corners of your own pieces, but you can't touch the sides of your own pieces, and you're trying to block everyone else off. I guess hence the name Blockus. But with Blockus, that's quite different to. It feels different to me compared to polynomial games where you're essentially trying to put things onto your own area as best you can. And that is something that really, you know, with Patchwork, you've got your own little thing. You're putting these bits together to fit as best as they can on your own individual player board. And that seems to be a player style that's been replicated in so many games since. But yeah, that is. Skirid was pretty late 70s, early 80s, but yeah, it's interesting when something old gets adopted in the hobby game scene and developed into something new. And Alex says, yeah, you have the puzzle of fitting tiles in, but only once you hit the other player's pieces. And again, I do think that putting it onto your own individual player board is quite a big change if you compare, for example, My City or Baron Park to Blocus. I am not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly. I'm just going. It's Blokus. So it's very. It could. English is not a language that's clear on how things are pronounced. So whereas in German, if anything, it might be, okay, it should be Blockus. that would actually make more sense. It's just the way it looks. It could be Blocus. Yeah, Cottage Garden. Is that also Uwe Rosenberg? Oh, you mean it's not Bloku? Bloku. J'ai joué avec mon Bloku, n'est pas? Tu aimes le Bloku? But yeah, anyway. So that is that. I will be reading. Where did I put the instructions? I'll be reading through that and looking forward to my mum and dad have agreed to give it a go. Hopefully, we will enjoy it. Fingers crossed. Just like chocolat. Okay, this is not. Okay, apropos of nothing, and I just want to say sorry, CD, I did not properly say hello to you. It's lovely to see you, and because today is Friday, you are welcome to join the stream if you would like, or just stay in chat and get ready for bed and sleep well if you would like. But yeah, anyway, so talking about how Alex said oui, which is of course OUI in French. I had a game that I developed. I think it's called still on BGG, although I'm not particularly proud of it anymore. It's called Oui 25. It's okay. I'm going to explain this story and then I will do this task. I'll get right on that. CD, what you need to do. So if you saw this link, you just follow the link and then you join me on stream. So Oui 25, it means yes 25. But I'm really amused by the fact that it could say, oh, my wee van sank. And I was just amused. So I made a game in which you had to put on cards until you get to 25. Okay. Now, CD might or might not be joining the stream. You're welcome to, as is everyone else. Xate wants me to take 3 of the tasks out of here. It is current. I think this is literally full. And what is the potential task? CD will apparently join in 10 minutes. Awesome. Yeah, I don't want to do that one so much. Okay, so either I say three brilliant things about someone of your choice, or I hold a eulogy for a board game of your choice. Those are your 2 options. No, I think I am allowed to rip them up once I've actually done them. Hold a eulogy for a board game. Do you want to pick the board game, or should I pick the closest board game to me, which happens to be Night City? Okay, choose the game. Yeah. Waiting for you. It is Euphoria. Okay, the game that I know, which I think I've only played it once, which was that one time that I played with you. And based on that one, physically or emotionally, I don't even know what's the closest emotionally. No, Ben, because Xate spent the points, Xate decides, and it is a eulogy for Euphoria. He actually move things around and so I can stand up. Okay. You don't want to hear another rant on the L deck. Why would you assume? Why would that lead to another rant on the L deck? I don't understand. Anyway, so we have chosen and eulogy, Euphoria, our time with you can never be said to be brief, for it is not a brief moment that you give us, but a long, drawn-out conversation between several players. It was only that one time that I knew you. We were sitting down. We were all excited to be with you. Myself, meeting you for the first time. My good friend, Xate, and Denim. We thought that the title would give a hint as to the time that we were to spend with you. We thought that we would be feeling ecstasy, that we would be feeling euphoria ourselves. Of course, it was not to be. Our time with you, it was, let's say, suboptimal. I hear such good things. I hear such good things from Xate, and yet it was not to be. That 3 players. You didn't come alive. You never really showed your true colors to us. Why? Why, Euphoria? Why did you... And the frings and the rings, and you didn't even sing. There were times when I looked at you and I thought, is that it? Why left? Why right? Why does it say 3 players if it's not a good game at 3 players? But Euphoria, I did not have time to get to know you. And maybe I never will. For now, I guess you're gone. No seriousness, I'm actually now thinking, you know, what does this eulogy represent? Is it like meant to be from a hypothetical universe? Because I'm trying to get into my character. Like, is it meant to be a hypothetical universe where this game has been removed from all of existence? Or is it just meant to be that I am getting rid of the game? Or, I mean, a hypothetical world in which it is deleted from existence sounds like the more... yeah, so maybe... Okay. But, like, if you have a eulogy about a person, do you not talk about the time that you spent together? And... Yep. Maybe if we play it 2-player, it just wouldn't be fun. And CD, you are very welcome to join. I should maybe change the Friendly Friday forum to say. And hello, Prey, it is lovely to see you. I hope that you are generally okay. Lots of love. We have no topic today. We're just having idle chit-chat. I did an unboxing of My City, which I'm excited to play with family. And I might play it, see if... Yeah, hopefully Dad will... Anyway, that is that. And I think we've got a special guest. Hello, CD.
Oh no, now I can't hear it.
I can see the Oxford Dictionary and Dragon's Wild.
That's interesting. I'm not sure why it's chosen that camera. I have a different camera. How can I choose the camera? It has chosen
BBBB. Over analyzing the questions. The question, just one question. It has chosen the wrong camera, says CD. Is there no audio on that? Maybe
Not me.
it's all.
How do I have to unplug that camera?
Is there any audio? Okay, so there's either talk about. Is Rob here? Can I talk about Swatwakan? Okay, either talk about Swatwakan when Rob is here, or I add a task. Those are the two options, and I will put on my headphones if people are. Okay, so let me sort things out so I can just take my headphones and catch up with chat. So Alex has the choice of these two things because Alex spent 500 points to make me do a thing. And any guests also have to do tasks. No, not necessarily. It's entirely up to the guests. I'm not going to force that upon anyone. Morning, Robert. It is lovely to see you. And today we are just doing whatever. We're having a bit of shenanigans. Feel free to join in or not. Okay, so what's happened was that I think I had switched my own computer's audio off. So CD, sorry about that. Everyone else could apparently hear you. So if you want to join in again and be audio only, you're very welcome. I've got my headphones in now. Robert has My City on a shelf, waiting to have 4 people around the table again. Plan is to use it with husband and other non-gamer friends, and think it's the right weight for them. So, Tuatawakan, says Robert, I am here. Well, it's up to... When can I teach you Tuatawakan? I don't know. Yep, I will send the link one more time for CD. Yep, I'm not reading Google, I'm reading Wikipedia. Okay, try that. Ooh.
Okay, seems to be
that was
working.
pop.
Yay!
I mean, maybe CD can talk about Tuatawakan because I don't know anything. Hello, CD! Do you know Tuatawakan? Have you played it?
Have I played it? Yes, I have. A couple of times. Played it live in person, and played it online more recently, but still a while back. It's a good game. It's one of the more complex games. There's a fair bit going on, but you basically have some meeples, some people who are traveling around the city of Teotihuacan, and they have activities they can do. So wherever
festivals and
there's like classic kind of Inca Aztec stuff. So you can be collecting cocoa, you can be building part of the pyramid, you can be now I'm trying to remember what the other things are, but there's like 8 or 9 or 10 stations. So you
cats. Let me make you big so people can see the cats.
Jack is my co-star. He loves being here on the table. So he is gorgeous. He's 13 years old and he is a rescue cat. So I've had him for about a year and a half, something like that. So, yeah.
And everyone in chat, Xate, Benji, Alex, Prey, and Rob are all saying hello. And
hi.
So
nice
Alex has decided that we are going to talk about Tuatawakan for 2 minutes, because this is the added task thing. I think it was either you or Prey who puts in something about me changing my hair into the task box. Okay. And apparently I say the name of it often, but it's only because everyone in chat keeps mentioning it, and then I have to read out what I don't have to, but I feel like it's good to read out what's written. It's great to hear CD talking about it, but the task is for Bez. I mean,
true. It's one of the T series, so there are
like Tikal and no, that's the Mask series. That's a completely different one.
there's another one. There's the Shadow of the Obelisk. I can't remember what the name of the. Come on, people! What's the name of the next one, which is called the Shadow of the Obelisk?
So
I can't remember. And there's I think there's a series of them. They're all sort of
Teotihuacan.
Teotihuacan.
Wakan. Okay, I get it. That's why someone said something about being mean to Anne. Cyril's not related, surely. I think Rob's just being silly.
Yes. And I'm glad to
workers as they do tasks until they die. Oh, is it like village in that sense, or are they individually growing older? You know, I feel like the more people talk about it, the more I feel like, yeah, I should just watch a video about it.
They start to, they go around, they start off with a number of, say, 2, and every time you use them, they go up to 3, and then 4, and then 5. And once they get to 6, they ascend and become new. Sorry, I'm going to find the name of the other one.
Apparently, Roberts could talk about Village for hours too, another game that I'll never refuse to play. Ooh. So
nice.
Apparently Roberts would never refuse. I wouldn't bother, Bez. I've heard it's rubbish, says Alex.
Tekenu is the next one.
Ooh.
Tekenu. Shadow of the Obelisk.
Oh, is that something for playing it massively multiplayer with the losers?
Yes. So it's sort of a, you've got to get the symbols and try and fill in your Shadow of the Obelisk whilst you're filling in the obelisk itself. Cool. Yeah, sorry, I didn't say hello. Hi Rob. Hi Will Cook. And there's 2 Robs. Harper Rob and Start Player Rob. And
although Start Player Roberts always uses both syllables, apparently. It's interesting how some people do that. And at what point do you, like, I mean, you don't need to tell us your name, but can I ask, is CD your birth name?
No, it's my initials. We had 4 Claires in my class at school, so everybody got a nickname.
Okay. And it's stuck since primary school?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it was a choice, I guess, after school finished. I went to university, and there I could have introduced myself as Claire, but I just stuck with CD because it's unique, and I like being unique. What about Bez? Is Bez that's just a shortened version of your...
My full name is Behrose. So my full name, that's my full first name. My full name is Behrose Bahman Shahriori, if you want to use the full thing. But Behrose was a bit difficult for people to say, and not to see. I mean, it's like, oh my God, what's this combination of letters? I'm going mad! Insanity! You cannot see these things from beyond the veil. But no, it was, I got called something like Bruce. Is there any? And they told me something that sounded like, to my ears, it was like they were pronouncing it almost like Bruce. And so that was a really weird one. But anyway, it was just difficult for the other kids to say. And so Behrose. I mean, you take the first 2 letters and the last letter, so it's... And so in a way, I am more of a Bez than Mark Berry, who, you need to add an entire letter to Berry for Mark Berry to be Bez, even though they are clearly more fake than I am so far.
Right. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
sakes.
weird.
No,
That was
in
very weird,
Scouts,
calling you that.
it was like
Nice one.
there was someone else
Nice one.
called Bruce, and I figured the amounts of ink I saved during my life by just using 3 letters will eventually amount to a significant amount.
Nice one.
And yet, you've got your initials, and then you write it out as a full name. I mean, there's
True.
something about taking ownership of that and claiming it as a new identity. I guess it's quite... But how have things been for you recently? Are you willing to share just in general?
Oh, sure. Yeah, no, it's very hot at the moment. I've actually got all the doors open. I've just got home after playing games at a friend's place. And yeah, I've just opened all the doors. It's really hot. Today was an awesome day weather-wise. And I also went today, we've got a large interactive Van Gogh exhibit here in Wellington, in the centre of town. So I went there, and it was like 45 minutes of just experiencing amazing poetry, the words that he had written, and at the same time music and paintings on, totally surround sound and everything exhibit. So really cool.
Wow.
Really cool.
That does sound amazing. I want to ask more about that. A quick bye-bye to Pri. Lovely to thank you for dropping in.
Yeah, sleep tight.
But yeah, and Van Gogh is French for drunk chess. I like this.
Really? Drunk chess?
No, it's totally not. It's just like du pain, du vin, like, because vin is wine and Go is kind of like chess.
Bit lateral there for me, Aqua.
Oh, it's a strategy game in a transit. So a Van Gogh.
Hey Benji, welcome. Nice to see you.
And yeah, Benji, if you want to share a link, then puts it through to someone who's the moderator. And Robert says they want to be in New Zealand if they can go to friends, places, and play games. And I think that's true of pretty much everyone right now. I think if it were easy to relocate, I don't care about the 2-week holding period. I think if, honestly, the reason that I picked Thailand rather than New Zealand, I'm not going to lie, cost has a lot to do with it. Also, I do like busy places, and so, but
I can understand that. Yeah.
I mean, New Zealand, once I hear it's pretty empty.
In Thailand as well, they're pretty open as a society. So
in some ways.
In some ways, yes. Yeah. That's right, Rob. We're kind of holding people back at the door. Making them do the 2 weeks. My friend Nigel, his sister just came from America, and she's gone through the 2 weeks, and she's here now, but she had to go through that. Everyone did. Is still, yeah. New Zealand, and I understand Queensland has also got 0 community cases, so that's pretty popular as well. Building skyscrapers. Oh yeah.
I mean, yeah, I don't think the New Zealanders would be too happy about that.
No. Well, yes and no. House prices will continue to go up.
This is what causes the hobbits to finally go extinct.
Very good, Will Cook.
You own your house? I mean, if you do, then surely you're just happy to have it continue to go up.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. If you're on the property ladder, it's great. If you're not, it's not. So, yeah. No, the prices have continued to just keep going up here, regardless of the fact that we actually don't have as many people coming into the country as we have had, because some people are leaving and some people are coming. But it's very, I don't know, it's interesting. But who knows what the market's going to do in the next year or two? It's all insane.
Chicken, what time is it in New Zealand? I know I could use Google, but
It is exactly midnight.
Oh wow! So what time do you normally go to bed?
Normally 10:30, but as I say, I've just been out at my friend's place. So Friday night I go to my friend's, and it's a different, usually a core group, and then a couple of different people each week. So yeah. Thank you, Benji. Yes, I'll take the win. Why not? We win Pandemic Legacy.
I wasn't sure whether to pop that up or not, but yeah, sure. I remember strangers. What's this? Oh, as in going out to meet strangers. Is that what? You know what? One of my recent highlights, I didn't mention it, but I've been going out every day. So in the morning, around 7:50, 7:30, I wake up, I kind of do what I need to do, and then I go outside, and I tend to see the lights, like the street lights going off, if you know what I mean, which is quite nice. Obviously, the lights are quite empty, and it's not been a nice sunrise for the better part of a week because it's all grey skies here, and yesterday, well, at least today, it wasn't. There wasn't any precipitation, so that was a nice change. Normally I get in and then I've got to change my bottoms, but today I kind of was feeling a wee bit better, and then I kind of started saying hello to people, even if we're across the street. Like, even though we might be literally, I don't know, 5 meters apart, I will shout out and say, like, good morning or Happy New Year, and most people, I think it's because most people aren't that happy right now. Do you know what I mean? So I've definitely found fewer people respond than they might have done maybe a year ago. I don't know if it's because people are unhappier or if it's because we're across an entire road, if you know what I mean. So there's not the whole, we're right next to each other. But for whatever reason,
I would have thought because people are separated and missing that connection, that being out on the street and seeing other people, you would reach out and respond more than you would do if it was normal times. But I don't know, maybe after a year of doing it, maybe it's different. I don't know. We only had 6 weeks of actual critical lockdown, and then we went kind of back up the levels. So I don't have that long-term experience. Is that your experience?
I think that here it's just a constant grind, and it's a constant wearing down and not knowing when the end's going to be in sight. I mean, right now, okay, we went into lockdown on, I can't remember, it was just before Christmas or just after Christmas. Yeah, it was just before Christmas, because it was literally the Sunday after I left London that they said, okay, from now on, no leaving London. You're not allowed to do that. So I literally was possibly on the train didn't even get me all the way here. I don't know if you heard that story. I'm not going to go through it all over again. There was a bit of worry. I had to take they actually paid for me and 3 other people to have a taxi going half the country, which is very unusual. Because there was also floods at the same time. And anyway, so we all got into Glasgow. I think that I can't remember if I walked home or if I got picked up, but anyway, thankfully enough time has passed that I almost certainly didn't pick up COVID from anyone, because there was a bit more exposure during that than I would have liked. But then the government said, okay, lockdown's going to last until, get ready for it to last until April. And it's like, really? Okay. Fair enough, it's going to drop down. But this is something where when it's that long, I've heard so many stories of people just not taking it seriously.
Right.
And so,
I think it's when it's when you have a chaotic situation, the thing you need is strong leadership, and it kind of doesn't matter what they decide to do as long as it's consistent and decisive. It's difficult when you're in a situation that's chaotic and the rules keep changing, in different places. Bye, Benji. Thanks for chatting. Yeah, that's what makes it tricky. And I think now that they've at least established the tiers for you, that gives you some consistency. But it's still because it's so patchy and sort of different places and different levels, it makes it a bit more tricky. Yeah.
And Robert says, people don't take it seriously. I do my supermarket shopping late at night and still see Mark's surround chins and staff all in a huddle outside for a cig break. In Leipzig, they added 8 to 10 weeks at least here. When people from Sate's house see each other in the stairs or outside, we stand far apart, but we linger and we talk. We didn't used to talk with others in the building. That's nice. So that's nice.
Yeah, you get to know people a bit better, which is awesome. Yeah,
I mean,
that's what I would expect.
But let's do one of these. So you get to veto one. So one is a dramatic reading of a board game book. You could also choose a page from a manual, so it's just a page from board game thing. The second one is to remember that you're brilliant. And that was
I guess talk about it for a minute. Yeah.
The third one is to sing FAQs or a similar board style thread from Board Game Geek about a game, and folk have to guess which game it is.
Oh, okay. That sounds fun. All right. Let me just have a look on online. I have to show you this guy. He's so cute. Can you see?
Oh.
He just collapses on my arm. I'm stuck.
I love that. And Sage wants you to sing. So if you are willing to do that, then that is what we're getting. You are going to sing the FAQs. Are you willing to do that?
Yes. I'm just bringing up BGG. Oops, if we can spell it right, that helps. boardgamegeek.com. Okay. Oh, welcome to the new homepage. Okay, fine. All right, let me just search for a game. What have I got here in front of me?
Apparently a classically trained vocalist. I did hear you on the Loozapalooza Twitch Sings, of course. You know, the song that you sang was written by someone that I know.
The Louis one or the Baker Street?
Baker Street.
Right.
Jerry, that was Lions.
All right.
Am I thinking correct? Let me double check this. I don't want to get that wrong. Baker Street song. I will Google this right now. Jerry Rafferty. Yes. So yes, I believe that that's basically the dad of someone who used to do the best open mic night that I've ever been to. And the reason why this open mic night was so good was basically because of the crowd. Let's be honest, something like that, it's always about the people who come and contribute. But then the host, the MC, was a really good musician themselves. They would start off singing a few songs, and then once, people had come in after maybe 10, 20 minutes, they'd be like, okay, now it's everyone else. And then everyone who comes up, each person only gets one song. And so when you go up, you want to do your best songs, you know what I mean? If you go up right at the start of the night, once everyone's been cycled through, then it's like, okay, these people who came right at the start of the night and so many people didn't hear them, if you've stuck around until the end of the night, you'll get the second song. And one time maybe I heard someone get free songs, which was when they were actually emigrating from the country and they'd been there every week. But it's like everyone puts in their own best efforts, everyone, and because everyone's a musician, everyone's ready to sing along if you want them to, and everyone's really appreciative. And if anyone's talking during the thing, Jerry Lyons says something that I'm not going to say on this stream, but in the nicest possible voice, Jerry Lyons would say, "Shh, would you please shut the bleep up?" And yeah, just basically telling people, do not speak whilst people are performing, because whilst people are having that wee change, yeah, you can talk for 30 seconds. Anyway, sorry, just to, that's a total aside.
Can I just check? What was it? Was singing something from BGG? Was it
FAQs or similar BGG thread?
Okay, right. I think I found a thread that probably will be helpful.
Sorry, everyone.
Okay. All right. Are we ready? Okay. So we played our first game tonight and had a couple of post-game questions. Can I build rooms without the downstairs logo downstairs? If I build a garden with a fence, can I put a room on another branch of the building, spatially near the fence? Here are a couple of answers. No, no, no. As long as no tile touches the fence in any way, you may build it. Can you build another garden next to it, having a touching fence? Would it make for some interesting designs? You may build a garden next to another garden if the fences are not blocked. You may not build another garden adversely to the existing garden if the fences touch. Someone has said, the king loves his view. That means to me the second example is not legal. This publisher has confirmed the information coming from a demo minion at Essen is correct. The rules do not agree with that. They do not. They do not. The rules do not agree with that. They do not ever do that. The king loves his view, but the rule forbids building rooms adjacent to the fence. The fence said edge. However, it doesn't say anything about building rooms nearby, but not adjacent. How are you going? Have you got it yet?
I honestly don't. I'm struggling to think what it says myself, but people are enjoying it. I think there's some parts of people that doesn't want to guess just to keep you going.
Fair enough. Yes. Well, that was the end of that thread. So,
so it's not between two castles.
It's not between two castles. But obviously it's about building rooms, and
so
there was some
rooms,
some fencing.
Edges. The king likes gardens. Between two cities. No.
No. I'll see if I can find one that might be another clue.
Are you going to sing more from the same game?
Yes, same game. So I won't switch the game up on you. That would be pretty tricky.
Hello, So Crafty So try to guess what CD. So this is CD joining us all the way from New Zealand, where it is now the heights of summer.
Yep, it's freaking hot. Okay. All right. All right, here we go. Hello. Sorry if this has been asked. But when scoring a living room tile completion bonus, you choose which room to rescore, or you rescore the same living room. Thank you in advance. You score the completed living room, not another one. The completion reward is to rescore the room, both the upper points and the points in the center of the icon. That much was clear to me, but the center icon mean plural. Hang on. The center icon in plural mean that the scoring includes the neighborhood tiles or not. Do you score the completed living room and its center icons, or do you also score negative and positive points from neighboring rooms? I understood this would be similar to investments in suburbia. Everything on the living room tile is scored again, but anything outside the living room tile does not see any changes. That's how I judged it as well. It's just that plural does give some doubt. Most tiles have more than one icon in the center, e.g., +1 for food, +1 for activity rooms, and English language rules.
Oh, that was brilliant. Yeah. Robert says this is brilliant. So Crafty also has said, I'm jealous, CD, presumably of you. And State just wants you to do this all the time. And so
okay, so I can award a prize. Well done, start player Robert. You got it.
Congratulations. So Sate, if you would like to use your new powers to do !A start player Robert 1000 to give Robert 1,000 points.
Fantastic.
And
there
so
you go.
Yeah, it says down there that I put up the banner to say we are playing for points.
Right. Yeah, why not?
See, we weren't playing for points, are we? Why not?
That was fun.
And so, yeah, you need to add 1,000 at the end.
First in, best dressed.
Yeah, thank you very much. That was lovely. And so that is the kind of shenanigans that we get up to when there's chaotic shenanigans or on Fridays. Also, Tuesdays and Thursdays, I've decided to change the dates with a couple of guests because internet is not ideal. It's a bit unreliable, but hopefully in a week's time, what day is it? 15th. Yeah, hopefully this time in a week. So Friday the 22nd, it will be better internet for me in this household, fingers crossed, because we are upgrading to a plan. And that was yeah, honestly, at the time I did it, and I was like, well, I'm glad that my parents are getting a thing. I did not think that I would even be around to see the upgrade finished, if you know what I mean. But hey,
yeah.
Now I might be able to use the second camera and stuff.
Yeah, brilliant. That'll be great. Cool. Yeah, you had my second camera by default in just before, so I'm glad we got it working. Cool. At your Friday quiz, the winner had to set the next week's quiz. Okay. Do you have to sing next? Sure. Why not? Let's do that.
I think you should. If you can jump in, Robert. Robert, you can totally jump in. I understand if you're meant to be at work and you can't jump in, but if you can possibly jump in for 5 minutes, then pick a game and do exactly the same thing. And then, yeah. So, how do you jump in? So you click the link that I just shared in Twitch, click that, put in your name, and it will take you to this thing, and it will ask you if you're happy for your video and audio to be shared, and you want to say yes, because otherwise people won't be able to see or hear you. And then then you'll be in the lobby, and then I click a button, and then you join the lobby. So theoretically, I'm comfortable sharing that even on Twitter, because even if a robot were to come and join in, I had this happen once, true story. I shared a Zoom link on Twitter, and within about, I'm going to say, for the first 5 minutes or so, it was nice, and then a couple of real people came in and they were like, oh, this is nice. And then suddenly there was a deluge of robots, and they were showing pornography, and there were all these weird noises, and I just kind of closed the room, and it's like, I want to cancel this. Hopefully me ending it ends it for everyone. I do not want my name to even be associated with this, especially when it's coming from a Stuff by Bez Twitter account where people are expecting, let's chat about board games, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I've heard that that happens a lot. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Wilco. Yeah.
They have changed it though, so that now by default, I think you have to accept people before they come in, based on their name.
Yeah.
I think that changed.
Yeah, I don't know, but you can certainly set it to that you have to approve them as they come in. But if it's an open link and you're just inviting anyone to join,
that's even thought of that.
Yeah. Oh well.
I was too naive.
Right.
But
yeah. We've got to live and learn.
Robert,
not a pleasant way to learn, but
hey, it could have been worse. I mean, at least it's in the digital space, and you're able to say, okay, close that down, stop everything, and that's kind of like pulling the plug on this meeting, and then saying, hey, everyone, if you actually wanted to do that, direct message me for the link. And honestly, there's not that much trust, I think, involved in having someone on, because frankly, if you're coming on video, if I can say, okay, this is something that I trace to this person, do you know what I mean? Then I don't need to know you very well. Because once especially in this day and age, once it's like, okay, this is your identity. Let's say, like, Webmaster Vim from Loserpalooza, I barely know them. They've been on my stream like once, I think.
Right.
Yeah,
but because
I know who they are. If they did something untoward, then obviously there's other. They've got an online reputation. Do you know what I mean? People know who they are online.
Yeah, exactly. You can find them.
Is this working?
You can find them.
Hello, Robert.
Now, I've got multiple windows open, so I'm getting cacophony.
So close Twitch or make it silent. There we go. Oh no, now you're silent.
I just muted you, Robert, to stop the cacophony for us.
Yes.
Okay.
So you only need to mute Twitch.
Yeah. Okay, it's all good now.
Yeah, because I'm on my work computer, so I had to. That went, oh no, you can't use this on Safari. So I just had to open up Chrome, which then had to send a security code as an email to. Yeah, so we got that.
Yeah,
right.
Hey. So are you ready to sing?
No, not at all. I've got to find it. I need to check this works first. Hello, Bez. Hello, Phoebe. Nice to meet you. I don't think we ever spoken.
I've met you at the convention, I believe.
Yes. We've met at Aircon a few times.
Aircon. Yeah, I was going to say.
Oh, cool. Yep.
It's Aircon, for those who don't love England, Harrogate. It used to be a little bit more south, but it moved about 50 miles.
It used to be in Bradford, so it was. I'm based in Leeds, so it's easy enough to get to either of them. Right. So am I trying to find a fairly well-known game on BGG and the FAQ?
You pick one that you think we
Yeah.
might get.
Right. Bear with me while I just push some buttons.
No worries.
Let's
can
go
chit-chat.
fairly obvious. Let's go how.
Yeah.
I see. I've still got my Christmas decorations up. How are you folks in terms of your Christmas stuff? Are they still up? Are you getting them down?
We
Yeah.
don't have decorations, but we do have. I'll just show you. There are flags that were put up for New Year's Eve, and they've been. This isn't my fault. They've been deliberately left up because the colours are the matching colours of a Swedish television program which starts soon.
Okay.
I think called
Wow.
Melody Festival, which is a popular Swedish song program to select their entry for Eurovision. And I now have to watch more Sweden. I think I now see more other countries' music programs than ours. Right. So I'm just finding an FAQ that says to see this thread. Yeah, I would have come prepared if I knew I was singing.
Yep. No worries.
It seems to
How
be
about you,
just
Bez? What's the state in your household? Oh, Bez is frozen. No.
I'm just trying to edit things. Sorry about this internet, but basically I was just trying to edit the band previously CD.
Right. Okay. Rob's already on it. He's guessing Teotihuacan. Fair enough. 2 for the price of absolutely well cooked. We're cashing in here. Well, all that has to happen now is that you join us, and then we've got 3 for the price of 1.
Hello, am I back?
Yes, I can see you and hear you.
So I Googled a game name and FAQ, and then all the links then don't work. So bear with me.
Right. Yeah, I went to forums and then rules. That's what I did. But
That's an idea.
whatever works.
That's an idea. I tried Googling. Then do I search for?
Rob wants to go. Rob wants to come and join us. Have a bit of a sing song. Go for it, Rob. Oh, Bez has ducked out for a minute. All good. What did I play tonight?
I'm just going to type game name FAQ and see what comes up, even if it isn't.
Right. Cool, that's fine. I will let you know what I played tonight. So I played the Palace of Mad King Ludwig, which is what inspired me to choose the Mad King Ludwig. Because I have played it once before, but my neighbor is selling it, and I just wanted to check whether I wanted to buy it or not. So yeah, I like it. I love Mad King Ludwig, and I like it enough that I will purchase it from her. So there we go. And then we played Codenames. So there was 7 of us playing Codenames. Yeah.
Classic Codenames?
Yes, just the classic, because we had two kind of newbies who hadn't played it before, so we just played straight.
So I have found an FAQ, so I can sing something. I don't have a keyboard or anything to hand, so I'm afraid this will just be a cappella. I apologize in advance now. So I'll try and censor the game name out as I'm singing. So do you want a particular style or anything like that?
Well, it's Will Cook's dollar, so let him choose.
I would say go with what you're feeling. Oh, wow. Will Cook suggests for board games has suggested rap.
Really? Wow. I don't think that would quite work for me, but it's gonna. Yeah. Oh god. Wow. That would just be terrible and awful. At least if I was singing that, it's my own fault. I'll so where I've got to so question
and
number
just
5.
to remind people that Will Cook is a lovely lady called Xate.
Yeah, I don't think I said him.
It took me a while to work. I thought Will was a name as opposed to an action when I read it first as well. So I'm not the only one. Apologies, Zate. I made the same mistake.
Okay, what about Big Band Swing? I assume.
I'll say I'm doing this thing. So, question number 5: why does the player that goes last always get to place one tile less than the other players? Is this fair? This has always been a strange quirk of that I never really understood, considering that the base game consists of 72 tiles, which can be divided equally between 2, 3, or 4 players. It just seems odd to have the game played with 71 tiles, brackets, once the start tile has been removed, close brackets, as this is a prime number, i.e. it won't divide equally between any number over the number of players between 1 and 71. This bothers me more than it seems to bother most people. Do we need more clues?
I do.
Okay. In terms of the starting player having an advantage, I've always felt that this was the case. Not does the starting player go into the game with a 31% chance of drawing a tile featuring a city cap that can be used against the start tile to get a 4-point head start, but the starting player also gets to place one tile more than their opponent. It isn't rare that games can be won or lost over a matter of 1 or 2 points, and while it isn't always necessary, the starting player who wins on these occasions, it doesn't seem unfair to suggest the outcome of a much more closely fought such games could have been different if the second player had been given the opportunity to place the same number of tiles as the starting player. Edit. Although it's not common, I've known some competitions where the advantage of being starting player is balanced out by a tie-breaking starting. In the event of a draw, the player that went first loses.
Okay.
Are people deliberately not guess? Oh, no, we have got yes, that multiple people have the correct answer. I can stop now. That's it.
Yay! Good job. Yeah, I thought Carcassonne, but I didn't realize that one person plays one less tile. I thought you completed until everyone played the
same. Apparently, the game has 72 tiles, minus 1 is 71, which is a prime number. Ooh, which bothers people.
All right.
Oh, it bothers me. It bothers me. I ran a tournament, and I said that, I was speaking to the person who was running the tournaments, and I said, we need to remove some of the tiles so that everyone gets the same number of turns. I think that's the easiest way to fix it. Just remove some of the tiles.
We're going to be counting that. Carcassonne's one of these games that I may have played a bit too much, and when I play, because I've played it so much, I know the tile distribution. And there's a friend of mine who says, "Oh, that's not fair." But I'm thinking, but it's common knowledge, and the game comes with a sheet telling you the tile distribution. But
and congratulations to Nicholas, who was the first person to get it. Congratulations, who's now got 9,107 Bezzy bonuses, and Rob Harper also managed to get it, as did Xate. So. And so did Stevie. I mean, if Nicholas is up for something, sure, Nicholas can join us. I'm very happy to.
There are people in my work quiz who I think deliberately lose so they don't have to set a quiz.
Right. That wouldn't surprise me. That's quite tricky.
Cool. Anyway, I shall duck off if somebody else is singing. So this was fun. I'll see you later.
You don't need to stick around. Friendly forum is meant to be jump in if you want, jump out if you need to. If skedaddle, it has been lovely to have you for the time you've been here. And bye for now, Alex.
Cool. Bye for now.
Bye, Robert.
It's all right.
Okay. Now, it's already been a couple of minutes, I'm fairly sure. The rule is if it's more than 2 minutes in terms of the timestamp. And
That is liking that.
oh, I'm so sorry. Apparently, Nicholas would love to join, but the day turned out to be a bit different than expected. Presumably not in a great way. So lots of love. And yeah, I hope that everything. I know some things aren't going to turn out okay, but I hope everything turns out as well as it possibly can. Yeah.
Indeed. Yes. Yeah, you have the day ahead of you. I guess it's what coming up for lunchtime over there.
Yeah. It is 11:37, and it must be like almost coming up for 1 a.m. Would you like to say bye-bye and get to your own background at this point?
I should, but I'm feeling quite awake. And I like the sound of my own voice. So. I'm just checking what I've got on tomorrow. Oh no, I can sleep in. I'm all right. Yeah.
Quincy, if you had any links that you wanted to share, feel free to post them into the private chat and I will share them around. I've not reprimanded you. I've just reiterated the rules that if it's more than, like, if the timestamp from the first guess was, when was it? Like 11:32, you get, as long as someone if you've guessed that's 11:35, that's too late. You know, you can't just allow people to guess until whenever. There has to be a time limit. Certainly at the point where we've already said. Pardon?
Willy and indeed nilly. It probably sounds odd in my accent.
I am tempted to do one last one. Alex has 5 minutes of lag. I do not believe that at all. And
really?
If Alex, I think Sates is just making. You should know Sate by now.
Yes.
Sate is incredibly sarcastic.
Yes.
Can we get timestamps? I thought Twitch gives you times. I'm not on Twitch, but
I can't see I can't see timestamps in the chat. So, but then I'm just a viewer, so I may not be able to.
I mean, I can see timestamps on StreamYard. I thought,
right,
when you watch back something, oh yeah, on Twitch I see it. It's like on the side, 11:45, 11:36, 11:39. Yeah, Rob with. Oh yeah, Rob got 10 minutes off. I kind of want to do one last one. Should I do one last one while you talk about what you're up to tomorrow, and then we can
go for it. Yeah, great. So tomorrow morning is pretty free. In the afternoon, I've got a friend up the coast in Kapiti Coast. She moved into her house a year ago, but of course couldn't have a flat warming because it was all, locked down at the time. So she's been in her place nearly a year. So she's decided to have a housewarming barbecue. So we're going around there. I'm going around there. Oh, and she and I are both cooking type people. And so we've just started doing a bit of a sort of MasterChef challenge-ish, where we get somebody to nominate an ingredient and we both have to create a dish with that as the hero ingredient. And we chatted about it on Friday. That was our initial kickoff, and one of our friends chose red onion. So I'm cooking a red onion tart with walnuts, and I'll be taking that to the barbecue. So that's going to be fun. Should be good.
I basically put red onions into everything. So yeah, I feel like, but red onion tart sounds amazing. Okay, so we've got at least one person from chat said yes, please do that. And Rob says, hey, I guessed Castles of Mad King Ludwig. Do I win now? You always win, Rob. Yeah, you win at being you.
Definitely the winner.
Xate makes a great Irish soda bread with balsamico roasted red onions.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I did. I reduced the onions with rosé, white wine vinegar, and thyme. So we'll see how that comes out. It should be yummy.
Okay.
Irish soda. I love Irish soda bread. That's fantastic. Great.
You may not skip the following abilities or effects. Negative effects. Effects that, when performed, may not reduce hit points, lose cards, or apply a negative condition to yourself or an ally. Standalone infusions, i.e. not attached to a specific ability. Note that infusions gained from modifier cards are considered attached to the attack, so they can be skipped. Also, for characters, at least one ability on the action must be performed in order to gain the standalone infusion. This is not true for monsters. They cannot skip abilities and to perform their infusion even if they can't perform another ability during their action. XP granting abilities, whether standalone or attached to another ability. If standalone, at least one ability on the action must be performed in order to gain the XP. Plus minus X ability adjustments from modifier cards. Individual targets of an AoE attack, if you do the attack, eligible targets in the area must be affected. Note that a target and target X are not AoE abilities and can be skipped.
It's not ringing any bells.
You may attack less than X targets. Charges under effects of a multi-use item or ability if the triggering conditions have been met. Now, I'm not saying that it's not been guessed. I'm not saying that it has been guessed. I'm just giving a couple of minutes for people to... Okay, let me move down to... This actually... This is very long. Can I change the order of the abilities in an action? No. Any abilities that you choose not to skip must be performed in the order listed on the card. Are separate attacks for an ability like an AoE resolved separately or simultaneously? They are resolved separately in any order the player wishes. Separate attack abilities in the same action are resolved in the sequence they are written. And it's been a couple of minutes, so... And Robert was mentioning that this week's challenge is to use cheese, to which states that's easy. And harder would be to not use cheese.
That's true.
If it's baking, yeah.
Not Carcassonne, I can say that.
Rob's catching up. Good to see.
Yeah, this is a running gag. Normally, Rob guesses Teotihuacan for literally everything.
Right.
Yeah, there is infusion, and yep, there's a lot going on in this game, and Robert has it correct. It is Gloomhaven. I literally just typed up some search words into Google, and this was the Board Game Geek FAQ that was first on the list. So that's what I went with. So yeah.
Right. Yeah, I haven't played it, so it's
I've not
Alien.
played it either. But there's a lot going on, and it's like, hey, what's a big game? You can just start guessing away as long as you're not guessing twice in a row. That's the rule. So if you guess and then someone else guesses, then you can alternate. Oh yeah, and like you already said, I don't play games where you murder innocents and call them monsters. Yep. So
Gloomhaven.
Sure.
Yeah. Fair enough. Cool.
So congratulations, Robert, and congratulations, Xate. So at this point, I think it's reasonable to start winding down rather than keep asking Robert to come back in. But thank you, everyone, for joining along. It was fun. I can't remember who wrote that, whether that was me or someone else put that in, but it might have been Alex or Xate. Just laws of averages. And thank you for Xate for being my like points person.
Yeah.
Look,
Points monitor.
if you're up for joining in, Robert, then you're very welcome to join in. Just that I thought you couldn't jump in.
Great. That was fun.
Good
action. Good choice. Good task. That's what I mean. Yeah.
Oh, I am having issues again. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, you're all good here.
Yeah, CD, if you've got anything to mention or any links, share them in the private chats and I will post them.
Okay.
Otherwise,
not at the moment, other than I'm streaming every Tuesday at 6 a.m. your time.
All good, Robert.
Yeah, 7 p.m. here at 6 a.m. there.
I don't know. Can people hear me? Let me know if you can hear me or if it says completely terrible. I try. Switching.
Yep, it's all okay. Good to hear.
I cannot hear CD, which is really problematic. But
that's weird.
Thank you, Xate and Robert, for letting me know. So, yeah, today we have done a wee unboxing of My City. I read through the rules. I'm looking forward to playing this with my family. Hopefully, they'll be able to pick it up. I will. We did lots of singing because Xate and Alex making us do tasks. And then CD, the lovely, wonderful CD came on, and that was joyous. And it's
been an absolute pleasure. Thank you.
Oh, I can hear you again.
Yay! Good.
I can hear you. Phew.
It's always fun to chit chat with you, Bez.
Oh.
And with Wilkins, and with Aqua, and Rob and Robert, and Prey.
Oh.
And so crafty.
It's been lovely having you, everyone, and Benji, who was here earlier. And normally, see if you have any links, do let me know in the private chat so that I can do a wee shout out to WallyCon or whatever. But if you want to find me, I'm stuffwithbez.com, stuffwithbez.bigcards.com, twitter.com/stuffwithbez, instagram.com/stuffwithbez, twitch.tv/stuffwithbez. I'm streaming every day around 10 a.m. UK time. YouTube.com/stuffwithbez for the old shows, stuffwithbez.com/discord, please go there if you're not there already. Share pictures of cats, food, talk about me, or get ready. That going to start in February, possibly February the 6th, but I want to wait until next week to double check my internet is okay before setting that in stone. And so, yeah, that is going to be a thing. It is. Oh, Rob, lots of love to Rob. And did we say so crafty, so? And just thank you everyone who's been here. Thank you everyone for joining. It's been super lovely. And special thanks to CD for the beautiful singing, for joining us all the way from the other side of the world, and for Robert for joining us just because he cajoled Robert into singing as well. And that was marvelous.
Yes, that was great. Awesome fun.
Aww.
Thank you for inviting us, Bez. We don't get to do that all the time.
No. It's always on Fridays. Every Friday is Friendly Friday Forum. So if anyone wants to jump on, he can jump on and jump off whenever he wants. Oh, lovely to see so much love going round. And this is the final section, which I always say, over to you. What are you up to? You can share anything you want to. So whether it's something that you're hoping to get done, oh my gosh, we were talking about the accountability buddies. I was going to do the section. I should actually check in the Discord if people are, maybe I should say to people, if you're happy for your stuff to be made public, put like a symbol on it. Like, is there a loudspeaker icon on Discord? I don't know. But maybe because I don't want to take what people say. But what we were thinking is we'd keep each other accountable for what we're trying to do. So myself, I managed to do. I did go for my walk. I've done my teeth. I did manage to chase my invoice. I was very proud of myself. And yep, I sent off the required information so I can be paid by King's College London. And not quite. I made a nice dinner, so I was proud of myself. How's everyone else doing of what they wanted to do?
What am I doing? I am doing yoga every day. And I'm not doing it yet, but I'm going to go off sugar again. So, but that's not yet. I have to clear out the cupboard first. Yeah, that's about it. What about you folks?
But you're not buying any sugar.
That's right. Yeah. So no snacks with sugar in them or baked stuff or anything like that. Exactly. So I've been taking them around to game nights and things to get rid of them. Should be getting some play testing done this afternoon, and then Matt's stream, and then Michael's stream for some flip and write this evening. Nice. Cool. Sugar, tea, and rum. Have you been watching that, Nicholas? I have had that on loop this afternoon. Bez, do you know about this sea shanty that's become super popular? There's a sea shanty which has that's part of the chorus, and it's about the whaler. There's a whaler that's gone out, and the supply ship is coming shortly with some sugar and tea and rum. That's very cool. I can't hear you. Nope, not talking. Have you frozen? Oh dear. Is it back to me again? Maybe. Who knows? Yeah. Not come across the sugar and tea and rum. Oh, it's amazing. I'll just see if I can find it. It's on YouTube. It's actually a TikTok meme that people have layered on, and so there's one voice, and then it goes goes up to 8-10 voices, and it's pretty amazing. YouTube. Oh gosh, what's it called? Wellerman. Okay.
Was a ship that
Oh, hang on, it was going to play for you, so I won't do that. Okay. I don't know what's happening. I can't hear Bez, and I hope maybe you folks can
Sorry
hear
about
me.
that. I've swapped over to my mobile phone thing, so it's yeah. My home internet is so bad that I'm hotspotting on my mobile phone now. But yeah.
Well, I've just linked to the chat, to the video that I was just talking about. It's a TikTok video that's now a YouTube thing, and it's just an awesome sea shanty that once you get it in your head, it just goes round and round and round. It's really awesome.
Nice. And I could sort of put stuff up because I don't know why. I might have missed a few comments in chat because of internet, but I saw So Crafty So-Sos who managed to carry on with setting up a mini craftwork area. So well done, and I'm glad to hear that you're making good progress. And for everyone who's trying to get out, I know Xate, we've already said that you managed to get out yesterday. So great job. Xate's resolution was to try and go outside for more days than not going outside. So basically going outside for more than half the days, if you know what I mean.
Right, in a week.
I think that's, yeah, I think it's just in general. But yeah, well done to everyone. If you are, I hope that you are happy with what you've managed to achieve. And lots of love. Is there anything else that anyone would like to share? Yourself, CD, or anyone in chat?
No, just that I've sent you a link to the video and also a link to the Wellicon Facebook page. If you feel like
it. Did you put that in private chat?
I did in Whisper.
Oh, you mean on Twitch?
Yes, sorry, I thought that was what you meant.
Could you do it on? Oh, I meant on private chats on this thing. So on StreamYard, there's a little thing where it says private chats, and if you sort of write it there, then I can easily copy paste it. So, there we go, perfect. So now I can just put it into all the destinations, and everyone can see that thing. And there's
check it out. The Wellerman. That's Facebook.
And there we've got the Facebook for Wellicon, which I did chat to. CD and Adrian came on both times, I believe, and we chatted. First time was about what Wellicon is, and that was ages ago. I can't remember what episode that is, but it's on you. And we had a chat about how it was going back to being a physical convention. You know, so far you are the only person that I have said, you know what, I really want to chat with you, and I'm going to change the time so to make it work because I want you on that much. So hope you are honoured. But I have started reaching out in 2021. I reached out to someone and said, hey, will you come on? And I know you're based in America, so this is a terrible time, but let's do it at a time that works for you. And oh yeah, twitch.tv. Check out, actually, I think I can do, let me try something. exclamation mark SO_WallyCon, and it should say, check out WallyCon. They were last up to some board game.
Fantastic. Yeah. I haven't got a plan for this coming week, but the week after we're going to play Cheese Board. Which is
Cheese board?
fun. Yeah.
Is that an actual game, or is that you just eating cheese?
Yes, it is an actual game. But that's a good point. Each week I'm adding a local Kiwi food stuff to talk about on my thing, and I will pick a cheese for that one. So we'll have real cheese and cheese. Of course
you will. I think everyone would be very disappointed if you didn't have a variety of cheeses, at least 3.
Yeah, exactly. That would make sense. Yeah. Now we have some really award-winning, like world award-winning cheeses here. So yeah, I'll do that.
Man, and my mouth is watering. Oh, and if you want to check out, if you want to check out my streams, I have set up the things for at least the next week. Tomorrow I'm meeting Dick, also known as Dutch Yoda. Sunday I'll be reviewing something. I might give some initial opinions on Alba or my city, I don't know. Then most of next week, Monday's chaotic shenanigans, Tuesday's musical shenanigans, Wednesday's going to be a read-through. Hopefully the internet will hold up. Thursday is chaotic shenanigans, and Friday is the Friendly Friday Forum. So it's nothing major. We're not having any guests on as such, just because I don't want, if the internet goes kaput after half an hour, I'll just be like, okay, I'm just going to end the stream, and that will be it. But lots of love to everyone. Again, thank you so much for being here. Feel free to share, spread the word, and I am going to quickly check on Twitch who else is streaming.
Cool.
Oh, and let me make you big again so people can see the Kitsy properly. Whoops.
This is Jack.
That's off.
He's loving you too.
So lovely. Oh. Meeple Grande are doing a 24-hour gaming stream.
Wow. Okay.
Got a couple of really great musicians. We've got Theodore Elfing, who I've not rated before, but they've only got 5 folks, so having another 5 would probably be quite nice for them.
Yeah.
We've got Familiar Fry, who plays nice chilled stuff, and if you ask, then they can do stuff from Iceland. Okay, we've got a request for Meeple Grande.
Cool.
Raid, can you actually Meeple Grande? I was going to say maybe Xate should see if she can do it, but I've typed that in. For now,
great.
Thank you, CD. Thank you, Jack. And the only thing left to do is to say bye, 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 bye. This is a goodbye song. Bye, 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 bye. Thank you for watching along. Bye, 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 bye. This is the end of the show. Bye, 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 bye. And now it's time to go. Bye, 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 bye. This is a goodbye song. Bye, 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 bye. Thank you for watching along. Bye, 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 bye. This is the end of the show. Bye, 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 bye. And now it's time to go. Bye-bye, everyone.